When Xi Jinping became the leader of China in 2012, he stood before the Chinese people and made a powerful promise. He said, "We must fight both the tigers and the flies." What did he mean? The tigers were powerful leaders, ministers, generals, billionaires, even members of China's top political circle. The flies were the small officials, the ones taking bribes at local offices, manipulating licenses, or using public money for personal gain. To understand why Xi's campaign was so important, we have to look back. After the 1980s, China began to reform its economy. It opened markets, encouraged business, and allowed people to make money. The country became richer, but along with the growth came new opportunities for corruption. Officials had the power to approve land, factories, and businesses. Many started taking extra gifts, bribes, cash, property, or favors to grant permissions. Over time, corruption spread everywhere, from small-town offices to big cities and powerful ministries. By 2012, Chinese people were angry. News reports about officials owning multiple houses, luxury watches, or sending their families abroad sparked outrage. Even the Communist Party, which controls the country, admitted corruption was the biggest threat to its survival. So, when Xi Jinping came to power, he made cleaning up the system his top priority. Right after taking office, Xi promised that no one would be spared, no matter how high their position. This wasn't the first time China fought corruption. Previous leaders had launched smaller campaigns too. But Xi's drive was different in scale, power, and publicity. He gave the campaign a symbol everyone could understand: tigers, the big bosses who abuse power and steal massive sums; flies, the small clerks and local officials who hurt people with petty corruption. This slogan became the heart of the campaign, easy to remember, simple to explain, and powerful enough to rally public support. It also sent a warning through the system: no one is safe. The Central Commission for Discipline Inspection, CCDI, is the Communist Party's internal watchdog. It has existed for decades, but under Xi, it became stronger than ever before. The CCDI investigates party members, and almost every government official in China is a party member. In 2018, China created a new super agency, the National Supervisory Commission. This body merged several government anti-corruption offices and gave them nationwide power. It doesn't just monitor party members, it can investigate anyone working in the public sector, including teachers, doctors, or state company employees. Together, the CCDI and NSC form the core of China's anti-corruption system. They can investigate officials, freeze their assets, question witnesses, and hand serious cases to the courts. In short, they became a state within a state, directly answering to the top leadership. When an official is suspected of corruption, the process is usually secretive and fast. An investigation begins, often quietly. The official suddenly disappears from public view. Under the Supervision Law of 2018, investigators can detain suspects under a system called Liu Ji. It means retention in custody. Officials are kept in special facilities, not prisons, but under strict surveillance. They stay there for weeks or months while investigators question them. The goal is to get a confession and gather evidence. Critics say this process lacks transparency and that suspects have limited access to lawyers. Once the CCDI finishes its internal investigation, the official is usually expelled from the Communist Party. Then the case goes to court, where the person is formally tried, often leading to long prison sentences or even life imprisonment. The process is harsh, but it has proven effective in rooting out corruption quickly. Over the past decade, several of China's most powerful figures have fallen. Here are some of the most famous cases. Bo Xilai was once a rising star, a charismatic leader who governed Chongqing and was popular with the public. But in 2012, his career collapsed after his police chief tried to defect and a murder scandal involving his wife was uncovered. Bo was charged with corruption and abuse of power. In 2013, he was sentenced to life in prison. His fall sent a message: no matter how powerful, no one is untouchable. Corruption was also widespread in the military. Two top generals, Xu Kaihu and Guo Boxiong, both vice chairmen of China's powerful Central Military Commission, were investigated for selling promotions and accepting bribes. Their downfall shocked the People's Liberation Army, PLA, and became part of Xi's push to build a clean army. The scale of Xi's anti-corruption drive is staggering. Over 4 million officials have been investigated since 2012. Hundreds of thousands have faced punishment, including prison sentences or expulsion from the party. Dozens of top generals, ministers, and CEOs have been jailed. Billions of yuan in assets, luxury properties, and cash have been seized. The numbers keep growing every year. By 2025, the CCDI was still publishing monthly reports of new arrests, showing that the campaign wasn't slowing down. While the fall of tigers grabs headlines, the battle against flies affects ordinary people the most. Before the campaign, many citizens had to pay bribes for things like getting their children into a good school, opening a small business, obtaining construction permits, or even getting medical care faster. After years of enforcement, many Chinese say that petty corruption has decreased. The campaign has also gone global. China has been working with other countries to track down fugitives and stolen money that left the country. Programs like Skynet and Foxhunt have helped bring back hundreds of suspects from abroad. These operations aim to show that corrupt officials cannot hide overseas, even if they flee with millions in stolen funds. However, some foreign governments worry about fair trial standards or political motivations in these pursuits. Still, the message is clear. China wants to show it's serious about corruption at home and abroad. So, what are the big wins of this campaign? For the people, fewer bribes, more accountability, and greater faith in government services. For the party, greater unity, stronger authority, and the removal of disloyal officials. For the world, a demonstration of how a one-party state can conduct a massive cleanup operation, though on its own terms. But whether these wins will last depends on whether China can build institutions that prevent corruption, not just punish it when it's caught.